Hello. Well, I've had a delivery and I think I know what it is, but I'm still excited about this. So I'm just gonna open it up if I can get into it. A very well packaged box. So looks like it's two titles in this. It is really well packaged. So I'm just gonna open it up. Lots of tissue. Lots of tissue. Here they are. And then on here, slim cases I should add, we've got Robert Palmer's Rhythm and Blues. Often people forget about this album, but we've got 12 tracks on that. We're going to go through it track by track. And there you go. There's the track listing on the back. Let's give them a listen. So I've just took the cellophane off Rhythm and Blues. Ooh, this opens up. I like that. Love the artwork inside. So we've got a little booklet as well. Wow, didn't expect that. So we've got the artwork. Look at that. Absolutely brilliant. I'm guessing this is the original artwork from Rhythm and Blues. So that comes with it. And then the CD, which comes out both sides, is there. Perfect. Look at that. Absolutely sensational. Can't wait to give it a play. So, aside from the 2025 reissue, I made a couple of side purchases to go along with this review. So, the first one is this, which is the original 1999 UK release of the album, Rhythm and Blues. So, I'll put the track listing on the screen because it does vary from the 2025 reissue. It's a different order. But aside from that as well, there's also a track that you don't get on the 2025 reissue, and indeed that was the American track listing. So we don't get on the new 2025 reissue Tennis, which is track 11. So I played it. It's only 4 minutes and 12 seconds to be precise, but it's a brilliant track. I love it. Really do like it. Quite quirky, but it wasn't much, a couple of pound, but it was definitely worth adding to the Robert Palmer collection. So, if anything, the 2025 reissue, I think, loses something. They could have added, perhaps as a bonus track, Tennis would have been a brilliant addition. There's also a Japanese version, which includes 3 tracks that you don't get on the American and the UK releases. One of them is where Robert Palmer's covering the long and winding road. Now, this seems to go for quite a lot of money on various sites. I haven't got that yet, so I will keep my eyes peeled for that. But I've got the UK and American releases now. But if you do want Tennis, you're going to have to buy the original UK release. It's not on the 2025 reissue. The other thing I bought is the single for True Love. Now, this has got 3 tracks, and it's got a True Love radio edit, True Love extended mix, and Big Shot. So the radio edit is slightly shorter. The radio edit of True Love is slightly shorter than the 4-minute 19 version that's on the album. But then you've got the extended mix, and I think I appreciated the song more with the extended mix. I think I enjoyed it more hearing the extended mix of this single. But I also enjoyed Big Shot. Again, a really quirky sound, really quirky song, and definitely worth buying. I think just to hear Big Shot, it's quite a short song actually. But for that and the extended mix, this is definitely worth hunting down. It was the only single off the album as well. But I'll just show you inside. So there you go. That's that. Again, it would have been great to have Big Shot, and it would have been great to have the extended mix tracks that were available at the time on this new 2025 reissue. There would have certainly been room on the CD, but perhaps licensing issues have prevented that. So now on Dry Stone Radio, or indeed on YouTube, it's time for my talking music review of Robert Palmer's 13th studio album, Rhythm and Blues, which has been reissued. So it was first released in Japan in October 1998, before being released elsewhere in 1999, and it was his first new album release in 5 years, the last album being Honey. But I really wanted to tell you about it because obviously everyone with Robert Palmer thinks Addicted to Love, Power Station, and there's a lot more to Robert Palmer, and even songs you won't have heard of. This is absolutely, I really enjoyed revisiting this album. It's been a long time since I've listened to it. Now, the album only reached number 118 in the charts in the UK, and it didn't even chart in the US. Robert Palmer's long-term girlfriend Mary Ambrose arranged strings and sang background vocals on 20 Million Things. Sharon O'Neill co-wrote True Love, and she also provided backing vocals on 20 Million Things. The album's only single, True Love, peaked at number 94 in the UK. I feel like it should have done a lot better. So what do we get on the new reissue, the 2025 reissue? Well, we get the US track listing. So if you bought this album back in 1999, the track listing might look a little bit different. So let's go for the US track listing based on the reissue, and I'll just show you there in video format what the back looks like. So track 1, the album's only single, True Love. We'll come back to this track in just a minute. Track 2 is No Problem. Track 3, Let's Get It On 99. Of course, it's all right, but Marvin Gaye's version is brilliant, and this isn't a patch on the original for me. Track 4 is a track called Stone Cold. Track 5 is called Sex Appeal. Track 6 is Work to Make It Work. Again, a remake of a Robert Palmer song from his album Pressure Drop. And again, I prefer the original, if I'm honest. I prefer the second half of the album, and for me, from track 7 onwards, I think it drastically improves. Track 7, we've got All the Will in the World. The songs sound more experimental, and for me, Robert Palmer's vocals stand out better in this half of songs, and I do like this track, All the Will in the World. Track 8, You're Not the Only One. It's a funky number, and again, I really like this one. Number 9, Mr. Wise Guy. We then got track 10, I Choose You. Track 11 is Dance for Me, which is a remake from his 1983 album, Pride. It's the best of the 1999 remakes, I'd say. I think it's done really well. Track 12 is 20 Million Things. We hear Robert Palmer, we hear him raw, and it's a wonderful track, a great end to the album. I do like 20 Million Things. Now, as I say, the UK and Canadian track listings feature all the same songs that I've just discussed, with the exception that the Dance for Me 1999 remake is replaced by a track on this one, look there, Tennis. So we get Tennis on the UK and Canadian versions, which was written by Robert Palmer. Again, on the UK version as well, the tracks appeared in a different order. So what can I tell you about Tennis? I've just bought this off eBay, actually. It's a really good track, a really interesting track. It might only be 4 minutes and 12 seconds long, but it's worth getting that extra copy just to hear Tennis. I mentioned the Japanese issue in 1998. That is quite expensive to get hold of, but you get 3 tracks that didn't appear on the UK or the American releases. You get tracks called Captured, Spellbound, and a cover of The Long and Winding Road. So it'd be interesting to hear these and get hold of them at some point. And now, I also bought True Love, which is the single that I mentioned that didn't chart very well in the UK. So I bought this off eBay. We get a radio edit, slightly shorter than the album version. We get an extended mix of True Love, which I really liked, actually. I think I preferred it to the original version. And we also get Big Shot, a track which doesn't appear on the album. So for those watching in video format, that's what the inside looks. But again, for a couple of pound, this was a brilliant addition to my collection to accompany the American and UK releases. So there you go. That's Rhythm and Blues. Definitely an album worth checking out. I really enjoyed listening to this one and just being able to reappreciate it 26 years after release. I hope that review was useful. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and more Talking Music reviews coming very, very soon. That's it from me. Bye for now. And if you love Robert Palmer, we've got reviews of Live at the Apollo and his back catalogue, The Island Years, as well, coming up very soon here on this channel.